All right, it's time to bring in our guy, Avery Johnson, waking up with us, giving us the insight here on CBS Sports HQ. And, Coach, I know it's only one game, but when we look forward here in terms of what we saw last night, for you, which team is the bigger threat in the West, Denver or Phoenix?
Well, I still think it's the Phoenix Suns. I think when you lose in the NBA Finals and you're that close and you're up 2-0 in the finals and you got a taste of it. I think this team is poised to uh, repeat and win the Western Conference. And I know that's with all due respect to the Lakers. If they're healthy and ready to go, and even if Kawhi Leonard makes it back with the Los Angeles Clippers, this team is deep. They're very versatile. They have size in the middle, size now coming off the bench with the signing of JaVale McGee. Devin Booker wins a gold medal last summer after losing in the finals. So I think they're poised, from a coaching standpoint, Monty Williams is one of the top coaches in the NBA. And so I just think with their home court advantage, even though the Western Conference is really tough, I think the Suns are poised to repeat and win the Western Conference by beating the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. But also we gotta have to keep our eyes on the Denver Nuggets and see when Jamal Murray comes back. He was out the latter part of last year. He's a kind of that number two in the 1-2 punch with Jokic, and Jokic is going to need it. So keep your eyes on Jamal Murray when he comes back. If he can get healthy, Denver is a team that obviously you decided to pay some of your younger guys, but I think the Phoenix Suns is poised to repeat and win the Western Conference.
All right, Jamal Murray dealing with that ACL. So you're higher on Phoenix, and a lot of it also has to do with Avery is the play of DeAndre Ayton, a versatile big that we saw play out in the postseason last year en route to the finals. But he reportedly wanted a max deal, wanted that 5 years, 172. They weren't willing to go that far. I'm talking about Phoenix. So when you take a look at the situation, why do you think Phoenix and the Suns are not exactly sold on their big right now?
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. James Jones was the executive of the year last year for the Phoenix Suns, made all the right moves, acquiring, Chris Paul in the trade, just made all the right moves. I'm a little bit surprised by this one, that they decided to pay Mikal Bridges and not DeAndre Ayton. And I know they had to spend a lot of money also on re-signing Chris Paul. That's a lot of money for Robert Sarver. But your big men are a little bit more sensitive. Ayton obviously wants to feel that he's wanted. I don't think he had a very good game defensively last night. He didn't have any block shots versus Jokic. He had some mistakes. He was the last man down the floor in transition. So they're going to have to really watch this, because they're going to need him to play at his maximum level. But was very surprised that the Suns decided not to pay DeAndre Ayton.
Again, he was the #1 overall pick in the 2018 class. Luka and Trey got their deals. We'll talk about them in just a little bit, but Ayton did not. Let's get to Ben Simmons for a second here, though. Avery, Doc Rivers has handled the situation. Now there's questions about how he handled it. No Ben, no problem, though, last night against the Pelicans, who were without Zion Williamson. But in terms of that Philly situation, what we're hearing from what happened at practice, if you were Doc Rivers, what would you do?
If I was Doc Rivers, I would ask Ben Simmons to just stay home. I think Doc Rivers handled the situation appropriately. Ben Simmons returned to the team, and when he returns to the team, you have to return with the right attitude, be ready to go, and not practice with a cell phone in your pocket at practice. And then if you look at their practice, looks like everybody else had on their practice jerseys except Ben. So if he doesn't want to be there, they have to accommodate him, ask him to stay home until you can find the right trade partner. Here's a guy, that was being booed at the Flyers hockey game. So obviously the fans were upset. And this was a fan base that accepted Ben Simmons, even without his limited shooting ability. They cheered for him, and now they feel like they've been abandoned. So I think if I'm Doc Rivers, continue to coach the players that are available. They had an outstanding win last night on the road in New Orleans. You get some of those younger guys like Maxey to get in there and play some of his best basketball. Obviously, Joel Embiid is always going to be in the running for MVP. But if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm working with Elton Brand and the front office and ownership and Ben Simmons agents and just asking him, hey, he needs to stay home, stay away from the team, because obviously it's having a negative effect on the culture of the team when he's around.
Let's go back to Luka and Trey, or Trey and Luka, however you want to phrase it, and end it with this here. It is a Thursday game of the night in the association. Now, Luka got the bigger deal, but Trey got farther in the postseason last year. So, Avery, when you're looking at these two, what are you looking out for? And do you prefer maybe a storyline or a team to watch, whether between the Mavericks or the Hawks this year?
Well, I think two things. First of all, the storyline. For Luka Doncic, the storyline is going to be, can he play for his new coach, Jason Kidd, and play a lot more under control, especially as it relates to the referees? Here's a guy that, I just think gets too many technical fouls. I think he led the league in technical fouls last year. So can he play without complaining? It seems like, when he's not playing his best basketball, always looking for a foul, but extraordinary player. I live in Dallas. I watch him all the time. I can't wait to attend some of the games. So it's just going to be, can he play with a little bit more composure for his new coach, Jason Kidd? And then Ice Trey from the Atlanta Hawks, can they repeat and have the type of season, get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, have a chance to go to the finals, led by the little maestro, Trae Young, now with his coach who's not an interim anymore, and Nate McMillan, did so much. When the Atlanta Hawks are playing the way they're playing and the New York Knicks are on top of their game, it's just so much better for NBA basketball. So I think I'm looking at Luka playing a little bit more with composure and playing outstanding basketball, being in the MVP race. And I'm looking for the Atlanta Hawks to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals and have a chance against either the Brooklyn Nets or the Milwaukee Bucks, because I don't see the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks both making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Atlanta Hawks are going to be there. It's going to be great for the city of Atlanta. New York Knicks are back. Man, I'm just excited for NBA basketball.
It's been great. We're celebrating 75, and with Trey and Luka, they're too young to be in it, but when we get to 100, who knows? They should factor to be in that list. Our thanks, 75. That's right. Avery Johnson breaking it down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. By the way, Jason Kidd talking about Luka and Trey. I think it's great for the media to talk about, but it's the Hawks against the Mavs. The NBA about superstars, and there's a lot of superstars playing this week. Atlanta laying the 2.5. You got Bucks and Heat, and then Clippers and Warriors out at the Chase Center. The Dubs got the win in LA against the Lakers. No Klay Thompson and no Kawhi Leonard in tonight's game.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.